big show today. Kevin Durant, KD, is here. Why does he lie about his height? I don't believe him. Like, he lied. I think he lied right to my face. Is he 6'9"? Is he 6'10"? Is he 7'2" like he looks and is sitting next to Joel Embiid in that Team USA photo? That's not cute. Okay, Starbies, get it together. He's on the program. How's his calf feeling? How does it feel about his Washington Commanders? How often does he talk to Magic Johnson? All of that's happening right here on the Up and Adam Show. Season 3, we are here. Season 3 for a three-time Super Bowl champion. How about that? We've got Ed McCaffrey on the show, father of 2 NFL players. We've got Cam Heyward on the program. We've got to talk to him about all the good things he does on and off the field. We'll have a good time today. Let's go. All right, we're off on today's program. I cannot wait for the NFL season. Are you watching Netflix Receiver? Are you watching all the amazingness between the Kills and the Debos and the Amon-Ra St. Brown? Stream it. We're going to be talking about a lot over the next coming weeks. We are also planning our training camp tour. Hamilton, how many teams are we up to? Do we have Hammy?
We're up to 10 teams, apparently,
Shut up.
on the training camp tour. Oh, yeah.
Well, I feel like there's like 4 in LA, so I feel like we can do 15 because who's not in LA, right? Yeah. We've got joint practices between who do we got? There's a lot of there's obviously the Chargers and Rams. The Saints are in town. Somebody else.
Yep.
Cowboys.
The Raiders.
Not sure. The Raiders.
Yeah.
Are going to be hanging out. So that's 5 we can do 5 in a day.
Yeah. There you go. We can easily get at least half the league this year, I think.
I want to drive to them.
Do it.
I want to drive to them, and I want you to sit in the passenger seat. How does that make you feel?
Wait, you physically driving yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to drive.
That's terrifying.
No, it's going to be absolutely
I'm
great.
out on that.
I can't wait. We're also doing, we got a lot of things to talk about. Are we going to talk eventually about where we're going, what we're doing at some point?
Yeah. We could talk. You want to talk about it now?
Why don't you do it just a little something? And we got a packed show. We got Ed McCaffrey on the program, Kevin Durant on the program, Cam Heyward on the program. But why don't you tell me where I'm going today?
So after the show, you're going to be flying out to Frisco.
First of all, I'm going to the ESPYs, I believe. I think I'm going to try to go to the ESPYs. And then tonight, I'm flying to Frisco, Texas.
Yeah, for the OL Mastermind Summit. We're going to talk to Duke Manyweather, Lane Johnson, and I think there's about 350 offensive linemen in attendance. Last update I heard. So
like
that's
who?
Give
me some names. Like Rashawn Slater, Lane Johnson, like the big guys?
Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Teron Armstead, some legends like Willie Anderson. So
did you just say Teron Armstead is going to be in attendance? Let's effing go. I cannot wait. We're going to talk to the big boys. I'm going to look, it's going to be the opposite of that KD picture with that Team USA. It's going to be, I look like I'm 3'4", and everybody else looks like they're 10'7", and that's what happens. Then I believe we're taking a little jaunt to Detroit next week.
Yep, Calvin Johnson's having his golf tournament. So we're going to be there for that. I heard there are going to be some players in attendance there too. Yeah.
Is Barry Sanders going to be there? Nate Burleson, are we going to run into him? What's happening?
I have not heard word on Nate yet. But there are going to be some big names in attendance. We're still working out the list right now, so don't want to put anything out there yet. But there are going to be some names we're going to get. Yeah. We're doing the show live from there.
We were also on the red carpet last night at the Gatorade Player of the Year Awards, which were amazing. Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf in attendance, Puka Nacua, kissing babies, shaking hands, doing the whole thing. We were there, fully represented, so we're going to bring you guys all of that on social, so follow our channels. You guys can, of course, like and comment on YouTube. Hit us up at Up and Adam Show. Let's get this show on the road. We're excited about training camp. We're going to go visit, I'm going to say 12. I want to see 12. I'm going to go to 12 different teams and visit as many as I can. And everyone knows I'm all in on Chicago and the resurgence. We talked about it yesterday. I haven't forgotten what the rest of the NFC North, though, is going through and how they've changed their complexion going into the season either. And seeing how Dan Campbell approaches his camp is the next thing on my list that I'm so excited to check out. He has not been shy at all, not that he ever is, about what the goals are here this season. And there is already a very palpable sense of urgency in Detroit. You love to see it. I mean, it seemed like He even approached his mini camp like the Super Bowl was right around the corner and actually got in a little trouble for it that we're not going to talk about right now. That's fine. But here he is at the end of the mini camp, and he was delivering a bit of a message to the guys as they got ready to, go their separate ways for the summer. Take a look.
Yeah, I think just remember what are we playing for? I want just each individual, what do you want? Like, what do you want out of this year? What do you want it to look like when we're sitting here and it's February? Like, where is your mind? And so think about that, and let's work backwards from there. That'll be the message. You know what I want. I want the whole enchilada.
He's so intense. Like, I feel like, I don't even know, like I'd have to take like 2 No-Dos and snort a pixie stick or something before I headed to this camp. I think it's going to be so intense. Coach knows how close this group is to being a championship team and how rare it is to get as far as they did last year. He's not letting his guys forget it. He's not letting his guys get complacent. Love to see it. And while we always talk about how hard it is to get back to the big games, and how you have to take advantage of it when you do get there, there's some recent history, guys. On the Lions side here, despite that loss to the Niners, check this out. 3 of the last 4 teams that lost the NFC title game actually went back to it the very next year. Packers lost to the Niners in 2019. They went back the next year. They got a shot at the Bucs. Niners lost in 2021 to the Rams. They make it back in 2022. Lose again to Philly, but then went right back last year and got the win over the Lions. What I'm trying to say is, I think these Lions have a great shot at keeping the trend afloat. They've locked up Goff. They've got Amon-Ra. All the key pieces are back into the fold. They met the hype of last year, which I thought was an incredible feat on its own. They've strengthened the defense. I think they're actually better on paper than they were a year ago. And I think the camp is going to be, like I'm saying, what he's saying. He wants the whole enchilada. It's going to be as intense as it gets. I cannot wait to see what Dan Campbell has up his sleeve to try to take everything to the next level. And because of last year, I think they can accomplish it. And also, let's keep the NFC North vibe going here. I really like what the Vikings passing game is looking like and what I think it will look like. I know we don't know who's going to be throwing the ball between Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy. Did I ask Justin Jefferson? He said he's got 2 great ones. He goes, hey, I have 2 great ones. He loves Sam Darnold. He's liking everybody. The vibes are really high around the Jordan Addison and Justin Jeffersons of the world. I do think we are sleeping on what the ceiling of the offense is, okay? I know there's some uncertainty, and the sleepiness comes from the quarterback position, but the ceiling for this group is, make no mistake, as high as anyone's. There was 0 continuity last year, and we still saw flashes of it. Cousins tears his Achilles. They rotate through 4 different starting quarterbacks. Jefferson misses half of the season. He's hawking Little Caesars at everybody while he's trying to get back on the field. Remember, Hawkinson got hurt. Addison having to navigate all of that as a rookie. The road was really tough for this Vikings team, as it often is. But if you take a look at this, if you look at these single game bests for each of the 3 weapons, it puts the potential for this group into perspective, doesn't it? Jefferson, we know how great he is. He had the 192-yard game with Nick Mullins back there. Are you joking? T.J. Hawkinson, 2nd most catches in a game by a tight end last year with Dobbs throwing him the ball. No offense to Dobbs. We know him. We love him. And then Addison, the only rookie to put up 120-plus yards and multiple scores in the same game last season. These 3, imagine, on the field together, healthy, some semblance of continuity and consistency and rhythm at the quarterback spot. I don't see why this cannot be, what am I willing to say here? I would say a bold prediction, top 5 passing attack. With whoever's at quarterback, I'm saying it. They absolutely have the potential. Either way, this group of playmakers is going to make the quarterback competition really fun to watch in camp. Not that it's much of a competition. I think Hamilton, as we tag it here, will agree with me. And I told this to Justin Jefferson, I don't want to see that J.J. McCarthy this year. I said, I don't want to see him. I want him to be on the bench, stay away, and he just giggled.
Yeah, and when we had Kevin O'Connell on the show, too, he seemed really impressed with what Sam Darnold's been showing so far. I agree. I don't think they're going to rush McCarthy in because I think they do have a lot of trust in Sam Darnold, and he is familiar with the system as well.
Is top 5 passing attack irresponsible?
I don't think so. I'm with you.
Yeah?
They were basically there last year with all those quarterback issues. I think with some consistency, they'll be there.
We got Ed McCaffrey on the show. You want to talk about 90s nostalgia and celebrations?
I mean, the Mile High Salute was iconic.
I wonder if he wishes Christian would celebrate a little more.
That's a good question.
I want a Shannon Sharp story. Do you think he's got a good one?
I'm sure he has more than one.
Listen, I've got. Is Ed logging on? Okay, I've got. Of course, I have my intel.
Oh boy.
My ears to the streets here. Let's see. Do you think this is true about him? He was once kicked off a team bus because a security guard thought he was someone impersonating one of the players. Do you think that happened?
I believe that, yeah.
On another occasion, a locker room janitor ordered him to pick up towels.
That's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. We're going to take a break and talk to Ed McCaffrey, who's going to get all the respect, a 3-time Super Bowl champ. Father of 2 NFL studs who are trying to live in the shadow and just get one ring. We're trying to talk to Ed McCaffrey after this. Okay. What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Thank you. Go ahead. Hey, Reggie. What? Yeah. Everybody, this is Reggie. Is this your first day with me? Yes.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
How's it going so
Reggie.
far?
Love it. Love it.
Thank you. I was screaming at my mother before the show started.
Happens to us all.
Happens to us all.
I know Richard and I were just talking off the air because, Ed has Christian and Luke in the league right now,
Yes.
but Max also played a couple of years and
I know, I
is
was
an
like, he
assistant coach with
definitely
the
has
Dolphins
3 sons.
too.
Why are we saying he has 2 sons?
Yeah. So 2 current players, 1 former player who is
Yes.
now a coach with the Dolphins.
Yes. I feel like we need to tweet about something. Hold on. I'm so freaking out.
I feel like we need to tweet about something.
I feel like I'm out of my mind right now. I'm like, where am I going tonight? I had like random people hitting me up like, here, you're coming in town. I was like, I don't know exactly where I'm going. Tell me a little bit more about OL Mastermind.
Par for the course. So it's Duke Manyweather's summit that he's put together that he's been running for years now. And Lane Johnson is a big part of it as well. And they just get all of the top minds in offensive line play together. Brian Baldinger is going to be there.
Oh, boy.
Giving a talk. There's going to be some former front office person.
I can't handle Baldy's energy. I can't. Okay, he'll be there. That'll be fun. We should do a K versus down there. What could be? I don't know. K versus donating contest. Anybody? Let's go, Trey.
Say, no more donating contests. Both of them are going to be there again.
The mistake we made is that we did a Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith.
Yeah.
Contest of eating donuts at the draft in KC the other year, and the problem was I was like, give me the best donuts you have instead of saying like, give me the thinnest like Krispy Kreme ones. Because when you have those big cake donuts, like you're not putting that down.
Yeah.
But a box of Krispy Kremes, I gotta tell you, I could put a whole box down. No problem. Like beyond no problem. Can someone send me the YouTube links, please? I don't have them. I know I don't. Richard's like lying like a 5-year-old about his homework. Oh, weird. I thought I sent them. Weird. Did you? Did you send them? I know, but now I want to tweet it. How's Ed feeling this morning, Richard? Tell me. Are you getting them all? All ready to go? Welcome back to Up and Adams. We have Kevin Durant on the program. Cam Heyward joining us. We'll talk about that quarterback battle out in Pittsburgh. But here's a guy who can talk about it all. He can talk about dancing at weddings. He can talk about doing the salute in the end zone. He can talk a little Shannon Sharp, a little Broncos. We can talk a little, I don't know, Super Bowl champion caliber pedigree with this All-American at Stanford, 3-time Super Bowl champ, Pro Bowler, Hall of Fame father to Max, Luke, Dylan, and Christian, of course. Ed McCaffrey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for that intro. You're hired.
Oh, great.
My hype person for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm known to the Alpha generation as Christian's dad, and now after the wedding, Lisa's husband. So yeah, those highlights, you really had to like convert those VHSs over to digital. You appreciate it.
Ed, when's the last time you had a good nap? I feel like it's been a lot lately for you.
Yeah, I've not recovered. I'm not going to lie to you. We had the most amazing 2 weeks of our lives, obviously culminating with the wedding of Christian and Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
They made an official. I mean, Olivia's felt like part of our family for years now. I mean, going back to COVID, where she lived with us for almost 100 days and really got to know Sophie and Aurora and Gus and Pete, her brothers and sisters, and mom and dad, Peter and Susan. I mean, they've been like family to us for years now, but the wedding was off the charts. Olivia did such a great job. I'm sure Christian contributed to the planning. But I mean, from the time we got there at the Ocean House Resort, which is right on the ocean there in Rhode Island, it's just an incredibly beautiful place this time of the year, to the rehearsal dinner, and Lisa did a great job with that, to the welcome party, to the actual wedding in the chapel. I mean, it felt like a royal wedding or like presidential to me. I've never been part of something like that. It's the best wedding I've ever been to. But I mean, obviously, emotionally, listening to Christian and Olivia recite their vows was one of the emotional parts of the day. You know, you well up kind of with tears. It's your son getting married to someone he loves. Watch them look in each other's eyes and recite their vows was pretty amazing. My son Max gave a great toast at the reception. I was proud of him. And as a dad, you know, you're just happy that your sons love each other, and there was some brotherly love going on there. And then just the cast of people, it's always about the people, right? I mean, people from when Christian was in Little League, friends of ours forever, going back to my days at the Broncos, and then at Stanford and the Panthers with the 49ers guys. They were all getting along and having a good time. It was a lot of fun.
No speech from you?
Yeah, I gave a little toast at the welcome party.
How'd it go? What would you grade yourself?
I'll give myself a solid B. Like, I got emotional and I wasn't sure if I was going to speak or not, but then eventually Peter and I got up there and we said a few words, and it was very short. We welcomed everyone to the party, but you know, it was there was a script, there was a speech, and then after 2 hours of socializing and hanging out, I just kind of winged it. So hopefully it went okay. You can ask other people how it went, but it was just, you know, I speak from the heart. I love Christian. I love Olivia. Love the Colpo family. And I was so happy that all my boys were there. Lisa and I don't get to have all of them together at the same time very often. And just seeing the different family members mix and mingle, and then, you know, friends of ours from both sides of the family who will never, ever get in the same room again, right? I mean, you're never going to get that many people from all walks of your life together in the same room very often. It was just incredibly fun. And it was, I think it was a testament to Christian and Olivia to how many wonderful friends that they have that attended the wedding.
Which McCaffrey got most emotional?
Lisa, for sure. You know, she's a proud mama. But I got pretty emotional too. I stare at the ceiling. I try not to well up too much. I'm be a tough guy, but when your son gets married, it's pretty emotional, especially when you absolutely love the person that he's marrying and their family. So
Ed,
that was pretty emotional.
Lisa didn't have time to be emotional. Lisa was too busy being the life of the party. I had Luke Kuechly on the show on Monday, so we got the lowdown.
Okay. Oh gosh,
and then there's like, this doesn't look like an emotional mama bear right here.
But Lisa doesn't need a dance floor to dance. I see this every day. And I was so happy somebody captured it, because she dances like this literally every day. She does not need a dance floor. But if there is a dance floor, you better believe she's going to be out on there tearing it up. I think I was in the corner doing the robot or something. I do not have the rhythm and the moves that Lisa has, but she was having some fun. She was happy for Christian Olivia. And then once the music started playing, you couldn't keep her off the dance floor.
I just feel like we should just really say what it really is. I feel like everyone says that the boys get their footwork from you, but it's very clearly Lisa.
There's things they may get from me, but their moves on the dance floor and some of their footwork, for sure. They have a pretty pretty talented mama. She put that on display.
Yeah, she ran a 4.840 allegedly while pregnant. So she's an absolute monster in her own right, which we love. And congratulations to you, to the families, to both families, and all of that. You know, it's obvious that Lisa knows how to celebrate. But we were talking this morning about. I said, can we give Ed some love? Like, does he ever dance in the end zone? Like, let's find a touchdown. You know, because I feel like the '90s era, as we talked about in the NFL, doesn't get enough credit for the celebrations that you all were cooking up. The Dirty Bird, Gilbert Brown's Gravedigger, your Broncos with the Mile High Salute. I feel like we need some more innovation. You got to get Christian to turn it up this year.
Yeah, we were never, you know, we don't do much celebration in the end zone. You try to act like you've been there before and you hope you get there again. And you know, I grew up in an era where it wasn't as much of it. The Mile High Salute was pretty cool. I'll give the running backs credit for that. Terrell Davis and the running back group had their No Limit Soldiers and started the Mile High Salute, and our whole team embraced that celebration. You know, I would just spike it as hard as I could. That's really all that I had. There were no other moves other than that. But we were celebrating nonetheless. I mean, we had some pretty good years where we won a couple of Super Bowls, and that was a whole lot of fun. That was all the celebration I needed. Then they'd play the music, and then Lisa would get back on the dance floor. So a good time was had by all.
We can talk about those Super Bowls and all the amazing catches you had in your career. I do want to point out, as we just are, you know, in the retro part of this interview, I don't think anyone talks enough about how great of a run blocker you were. Please walk me through this decleater that you had on Brian Williams in Super Bowl 32.
Yeah, my kids point out that would have been 30 yards of penalties in today's game, which probably is true. But it was completely legal back then, so that is. But I will say that is like, if you're going to have a peel back block, that is how you do it, right? You know, head up, you don't hit them from behind. So yeah, we were, you know, I had a pretty good teammate in Rod Smith and Shannon Sharp at tight end, and you know, Mike Shanahan, our head coach, said, you better block or you won't be on the field. And Rod Smith and I cut our teeth blocking in the run game. We were backups to start our career in Denver, and that's how we got on the field. So we took a lot of pride in the run game. It's not something a lot of receivers brag about, but as a coach or a teammate, when you see the wide receivers blocking down the field, you can really appreciate it, especially the running backs. I know Terrell Davis really appreciated it, and I got a Rolex to prove that. And I know that Christian really appreciates it. You know, he thanks those guys all the time, the guys on the 49ers that are blocking for him. And I think, you know, it's not often talked about, but, you know, receivers in the run game, it's important. It could be a play here or a play there, or, you know, something that springs the running back for a touchdown or makes the difference in a game. And those types of players, whether it's receiver or those selfless players at other positions, they make a difference.
Ed, to do that to a linebacker as a wide receiver is crazy.
Well, one, I'm a big wide receiver. I was like 6'5", 222 at the time. So it's not like I was a small wide receiver. But two, he didn't see me coming. So it certainly helps when they don't see you coming. It makes my job a little bit easier.
You mentioned Shannon Sharp. I need your best Shannon Sharp story. Hopefully one that hasn't been told over. Dig deep for me.
Shannon made me laugh almost every single day. We had, you know, another teammate of mine, Keith Burns, and there were some others that would chime in, but they were like, from making fun of what guys were wearing on the team bus or the team plane to making fun of what they were eating. Just, they never stopped. Like, Shannon can unpack the adjectives, right? He talks a lot. He talks a lot on his show, his podcast, and he talked a lot as a player. So I'm not shocked at all that he's had such a phenomenal career in the media, because he was that way without the cameras rolling in the locker room. But, you know, there's, of course, that famous footage of him calling for the National Guard when we were beating the Patriots in New England. I was sitting right next to him during that, and that was a pretty fun moment.
Love that. You're talking about wide receivers, what they do and don't get credit for, what they do, the run blocking, all of it. I want to ask you about Brandon Ayuk. You know the Niners front office well. Your son, of course, plays for them. I heard George Kittle confident that the extension might get done. He was saying that to Rich Eisen just yesterday. What do you make of the Brandon Ayuk Niners situation?
I think they'll sign him eventually. Look, they love him. I mean, they want him on the team. Kyle Shanahan has said it. John Lynch has said it. We want Brandon Ayuk on the team. They've said recently they're not interested in trading him. I never say never, but it's the business part of it. Like, as a player, as a teammate, the guys on the team want him on the team. They want him to sign. The coaches want him on the team. They want him to sign. The fans want him. But, you know, he's been offered, from what I understand, somewhere around 26, 27 million. Some of the receivers that have signed this offseason have signed for larger numbers per year. It's going to come down to the guaranteed money at signing And it's going to come down to both of them, both the team, San Francisco 49ers and Brandon Ayuk, settling on a number. And the best negotiations typically involve both parties being indifferent and then walking away not completely happy with what they paid him or what he's receiving in compensation. So that's how it works. You saw Bosa hold out right to the beginning of the season last year, signed right before the first game. Mm-hmm. That happened a couple of other times with the 49ers. And that's probably what will happen with Brandon Ayuk. You know, trying to step back and be objective, he doesn't have a whole lot of leverage, you know, just miss games and not get paid. But you know, I think it'll work out because he wants to be on the team and they want him on the team. And they can't wait for him to sign and get on the field. But it's probably not going to happen tomorrow. I do anticipate it should happen before the first game.
When you look at Ayuk from your eyes and you're trying to make the argument to pay him, what is the one? Like, I look at explosiveness, I look at route running when I look at Brandon Ayuk. What, in your Ed McCaffrey eyes, what is the thing, if you're his agent, you're pounding the table and saying this is what makes him different?
He's a Pro Bowl caliber receiver that plays outside the numbers. He's their guy outside the numbers, right? He can run every route in the route tree. He's got good size, good speed, excellent route runner, playmaker. He's a big part of what they do offensively when they want to throw the ball down the field. So he's got all the intangibles, and he's produced on the field. So there's nothing not to like about Brandon Ayuk's game. And I also really like how he fits into this offense. He's that guy right outside the numbers. And receivers are getting paid like crazy. So I understand why he is negotiating for more money. He's seeing what some of the other guys are getting paid. At the same time, they have a team full of, you know, it's an all-star cast of players on the San Francisco 49ers. And they're also looking down the road, right? They got to pay Brock Purdy at some point. So I don't think it's about even a one-year contract. It's about, look, what are we committing to, knowing that we're going to have to sign our quarterback to a pretty high number? And can we, you know, who can we keep on the team moving forward? And can we pay them all? You can't pay everyone forever. You know, eventually you got to take a hit somewhere. And so I think what they're trying to do, because they want to get back to and win a Super Bowl. That's what this year's about, winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't even care about what's after this year. Ed, they got to win a Super Bowl this year. Yeah. And so I ask you, I mean, I can't imagine my dad winning 3 Super Bowls and then wanting to win one and then losing one. What is like the line you walk, or the balance of motivating versus saying like you don't? I'm just curious how you've helped me be Christian in the aftermath of losing the Super Bowl, and how to, you know, as a man, as a team, as an athlete, get off the mat and let's do it again.
Well, you just turn the page. There's nothing else you can do. You know, they will forever, for the rest of their lives, feel like they had an opportunity to win a Super Bowl and they didn't win it. And it was a collective team effort. So all you can do as a player is look at what you did well, and try to do it again. And then look at where you fell short and try to not let that happen again. So, you know, admit it, fix it, don't do it again, suit back up and keep competing and take one step forward every day towards winning a Super Bowl. And, you know, individuals don't win Super Bowls. Teams win Super Bowls. So the San Francisco 49ers as a team need to collectively get better. Despite how good they are or what the roster looks like going into the season, they need to play better than they did a year ago to win a Super Bowl. So that's the goal for the team. That's their expectation. That's my expectation. But we know how hard that is to do. So, but trust me, they can't get to the season soon enough.
And they got a lot of work to do, because you've got Luke McCaffrey being a standout at Commanders camp, the 3rd-round pick by them, hanging out with Jaden Daniels, and I know you're very proud about that. But I'm hearing things about that Luke McCaffrey in that camp, and I'm very excited to go visit him at training camp. So congrats. It's like the year of the McCaffreys. Enjoy it. You know, salute to the McCaffreys. And, of course, your amazing Rocky Mountain mustard and horseradish, which I need you to send me.
What? Did you mention that?
Well, you got to get it in the camera. You got to get it. Come on, there you go.
Some in my desk right here.
Could you send some to my set, please?
Yes, we will send you some today. I can't believe you don't have it already.
Ed, could you please bring? I need to see that. What is that shot of you? Yeah.
So we got the spicy brown, and then we have the horseradish sauce. They're both really delicious. You can see I use it. I couldn't afford to get a new one. I'm just bringing one out of my refrigerator.
Love.
But these hats, like we have a Chipotle as well. Every graphic, Lisa approved. So if you see these hats on me, it was kind of along the Newman owns line. But they've been selling since the 90s. And we have a lot of loyal Broncos fans here in Colorado, and it's a phenomenal product. And we're looking to extend our product line. We also launched a website a couple weeks ago, McCaffreybrands.com. So if you don't live in Colorado or the surrounding states and you want to try to get some, just go to McCaffreybrands.com and you can order it. You will not regret it. And I'm so thankful to all the Broncos fans and NFL fans, and also people that don't even know that I played. Kind of like maybe some of the young people watching. I'm Christian's dad. In Colorado, to some people, I'm Christian's dad. To others, I'm the mustard guy.
The mustard guy.
Who's this guy? It's like, oh, that's the mustard guy. I'm like, mustard. So anyway.
You're like, I have 3 Super Bowl rings. What are you talking about? Oh, I love it. Well, congratulations to you, the family, and everything, and sending love, of course, and just Year of the McCaffrey. Let's go.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on the show.
Of course.
Say hi to Luke. If you get to Washington, say hi to Luke.
Yes, I will. I'm going to get there. I will say hi to him. Cam Heyward on the show. Kevin Durant coming up next. He just has the mustard. I loved that moment. Okay. That's so funny. Yeah, let's do the, I would say save last for break. You got, I don't understand the lying about the height. I don't understand why. I'm reading a lot of different things. Obviously, like, NBA, not my forte, but like what, I'm reading that he just thinks it's funny to lie about his height.
Yeah.
I'm hearing he doesn't want to play center.
I think we're past that point of his career. I can understand when he was like in high school and going to Texas, or even coming into the NBA. But I think we're at that point now where he doesn't have to worry about
And I'm reading that like babes don't like, babes think 7 feet's too tall. These are the three ideas that I keep seeing on the timeline. He's clearly lying.
Yeah.
But why? 100%. Why would he be? Why? I actually am really missing it. I don't understand.
He's so committed to the bit now too. I guess he has to. He has to just.
So he just trolls all the time. Is that just what KD does?
Basically.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't like being lied to.
Well, he famously he had a burner account for a while.
You can put that on the first. You can put that on the first thing. Say it again.
He had a burner account for a while. He got caught with it, and he just
remember that.
Into it.
I remember that. I hear, but
it didn't even faze him. He just leaned into it. He's like, okay.
But again, this is one of those things. This is like a guy thing. I don't understand. Like, why would you like? I don't walk around saying I'm like 5'5". Like, what do I don't understand. And then like I understand it from like, I mean, he's basically pulling like a bizarro guy on Hinge.
Yeah.
Like the guys who are 5'8" saying they're 6'1", or like 5'10". No, I'm really 6. Like he's doing the bizarro that. He's doing the opposite of that. He wants to be shorter. What is that like?
What a world.
What a world. And why? I don't know why. I don't know.
I don't know. Those are some good theories.
Yeah. All right. Joining me right now, the NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year, 6-time Pro Bowler. What else can I say? Oh, host of the Off the Edge podcast, my good friend Cam Heyward. How are you?
Whoa, not the Off the Edge podcast. That's not me. That's Cam Jordan.
Oh, wow. Wow. I'm going to do a lap.
All good.
I'm taking a lap, taking myself for a walk here. That was mea culpa here. Tell me about your podcast. Tell me about everything. I've seen it blow up. It's getting into the news cycle. Tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah, it's called Not Just Football Podcast. We just had Lil Wayne on, and we have a good time. It's with my co-host, who was also my best friend from high school, and we get really good guests. We should have you on sometime.
You know what? I believe we've had this argument at Super Bowl Radio Row. You've not invited me on your podcast.
You've been too busy. You're over there covering everything. So, if you got the time, swing it.
All I remember about Super Bowl is me like singing with you somewhere. Where I was singing Usher songs sweetly, gently into the microphone, which was so fun. Kevin Durant, I did an interview with him yesterday, and he lied and said he was 6'9". He's clearly like 7'1". What is one thing you fib about when asked about it?
Oh, man. I try to stay pretty honest. When I was in high school, I used to say I was like 6'7", 6'8", but I'm 6'5". But other than that, nothing really comes to mind.
Nothing really comes. Honest man, that's why you're the Walter Payton Man of the Year, which we love. You have a few teammates in town. How has it been getting to know Russell Wilson and Justin Fields?
They're awesome. I think they all come from different backgrounds. Russ is more of a seasoned guy, being from the West Coast and then going over to Denver. He's seen it all. It's nice just picking his brain. Our families have gotten to know each other. And then Justin, he's my Buckeye. So, he already has a special place in my heart. So it's an honor to have him here. Just getting to know these guys. They're great guys. They compete. It makes for better practices.
Is it a quarterback competition?
You're asking the wrong guy. They throw the ball well. Like, that's all I can tell you. Like, if you're asking me to decipher who's the better quarterback or if it's a competition.
No, I'm not. I'm just asking. I think people say it's not a quarterback competition. It's going to be Russell Wilson. When I'm excited about the quarterback competition that's going to happen.
Well, when you come to Latrobe, everybody's competing. So, if you guys come out there, I think you're going to be seeing these guys try to put on a show on our defense. Best of luck to them because we're not going to give them any favors.
You guys made the playoffs last year, an incredible accomplishment, lots of adversity, big offseason. Yet I'm still seeing stuff that's just disrespectful, that y'all are going to finish last in the division, all these things. What is it? What would you like to say to people who are overlooking your Steelers?
Just stay tuned. We got a lot of work to do. Camp's coming out, but nothing's set in stone. We got something to prove, and everybody can have their opinions, but at the end of the day, they don't matter.
What about you missing voluntary workouts? Why was that such a story? Why were people blowing that out of proportion?
Because I think we're bored and we miss football. I think everybody's made a big deal about my contract negotiations and such, but at the end of the day, we're just worried about football, and I'll be there for the games that matter.
I feel like I keep hearing, maybe we're bored, but it's rumors about bringing in a wide receiver. That Ayuk situation sounded really sexy for a second. You've got, DK rumors were all over the place. With what you know about George Pickens, why are you laughing?
Because you called it sexy. I don't ever think a trade is sexy. So
ever?
No, I'm not calling it trade.
If y'all got Brandon Ayuk, that would be a little sexy little pickup.
I'm not calling it sexy. That's just not what I do. Like, I don't call another grown man sexy. That's just not my...
Yeah, but we're not calling excuse me, I'm not calling Brandon Ayuk sexy, though he very well might be. I'm calling the trade, the flash. Are you kidding me? The route running that he would bring to whoever might be throwing him the ball there after said quarterback competition in Latrobe. I think that'd be pretty cool. But if you're George Pickens, I'm like, hey, I'm right here.
Yeah, and there's plenty of balls to go around, George, Pat Freiermuth, our running backs out of the backfield, even Van Jefferson. These guys are going to demand the ball. We got to give them the ball. And so some of that comes to staying on the field and have a lot of success. And I think we have the offense to do it.
Cam, you have sacked almost every Heisman-winning quarterback that has come into you. Yes, not Cam Jordan, me. You've sacked almost every Heisman-winning quarterback that's come into the league since 2010. You are missing two, Bryce Young and Jameis Winston. My friend, you play both of them this season. What do you got?
I would love to add them to the collection. It's like Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones. You just want to pick this one off, and it's a cool feat to talk about. These are all guys I've admired throughout my college career and NFL career. So it's a great cast of characters. and we'll just keep at him. Luckily my guy CJ Stroud didn't get there because I would try to get him a little bit more too.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. A lot's been made about the Steelers' schedule. Is there? Do you care? I'm thinking like Tomlin can't be sitting in front of that room being like, "Well, we have such a tough schedule."
We could care less. We were destined to play these guys anyway. So, you play them when you play them. We still got to have a good start to our season. We got to, notch some wins there. But when we get to that gauntlet of the AFC North, man, you got to be playing the best ball. And, we look forward to it.
Week 10 to 18, you play a team that made the playoffs every week.
Goody. Looking forward to it.
Let's go. Tell me a little bit about Russell Wilson. What are your impressions? Did you know him pretty well before he got there?
Well, we had met like Pro Bowls before, and just been around each other at different functions. But I'll say I was out at a conference in Arizona, and then I came back to my room, and me and Russ just talked for about 2 hours, and we talked ball. I know he was having conversations with the Steelers, and the main thing I told him was just, this isn't the place for glitz and glamour. It's not, it's not LA, it's not Atlanta. This is the place where the gladiators come, and we're going to compete every day. And just hearing from him, he was receptive to that. He wanted to compete, and I think just getting to know him, he's so detail oriented. And he does the little things, and it's really benefited a lot of our young guys just picking up that knowledge at an early age. So he's going to unlock a lot of stuff, not just for him, but I think for the team.
I love that. Okay, let's talk about dream guests on your pod, not just football. Who is, let's put it out there as we say bye, and everybody should go, listen, not Cam Jordan doesn't need anything. Get out of here.
We've been together, we came out in 2011. It happens. Everybody talks me and him all the time. Cam's my guy. Always respect.
No, it does not happen. We're very, very different. I need you to tell me who the dream guest is so that we can put this out there into the universe. Who do you got? Lil Wayne's an insane. Yeah, okay. Lil Wayne's an insane guest. That's so fun. Who else you got?
Yes. I would have to say, obviously, you want a guy like Drake on the pod. Come through. Drake would have a great time. But I think LeBron, big fan, an hour and a half away. Come on the pod. We've talked about it. He's an Ohio State fan. I went to Ohio State. We can talk about that.
I love it.
Good times. Talk about Olympics. Talk sports.
I love it. I love it. Steelers playoff team?
Of course.
I'm just, people are really just sleep. I think it's disrespectful. I would never, I'm scared of the Steelers at all times. And I'm excited to see what happens between the quarterbacks and with you, my friend, as we see what your future holds. So go crush it. Get those Heisman quarterbacks. Listen, guys, to the pod, not just football. And hopefully I'll see you sometime soon.
Sounds good. Appreciate you, Kay.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you, Cam Heyward. We'll be back with my conversation with Team USA's Kevin Durant. Is he happy in Phoenix when he gets back from winning his 4th medal? Hopefully, we got all that going on in just a little bit when we grab and jump back onto the TV side of things. All right, we're going to be back in 30 seconds. Michael Keaton. Okay. There we go. There's the YouTube. I don't need the YouTube chat. I was going to get the link. It's okay. It's fine. It's too late now. Cool. Great. Yesterday, I got to catch up with 14-time NBA All-Star, 2-time NBA champ, all-time leading scorer for Team USA men's basketball, and alpha on Team USA, according to Anthony Edwards at least. Here is my little chat with Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, I'm so happy I'm running into you like this because I have to ask you how tall you are. How tall are you? Because there's some huge controversy about you being a lot taller than 6'10" with this Team USA photo shoot that happened. Have you seen this?
No, I don't know why I guess those guys might be shorter than what their numbers say. I'm 6'9" though. So it looks like Bam Adebayo is probably 6'8".
Yeah.
instead of 6'10", and AD is probably 6'9", so they probably adding a little more in their height while I'm keeping mine at the same, I'm not lying about my height.
You look just as tall as Embiid, and he's listed at 7 feet. So you're saying those guys are all lying.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Embiid's not 7 feet.
I just thought maybe you're 7'2" and you've been lying this whole time.
Nah.
No.
You seen me before. I look 7'2".
I couldn't tell because you were sitting at the Super Bowl. Now that that's taken care of and the world can rest. Let's talk about 2024 Paris, just a few weeks away. So exciting, your 4th game. How is the calf? America needs to know.
Yeah, it's getting better every day. There's something not to be playing with or forcing, myself to play with. So I'm just taking my time day by day and trusting in the trainers, and I'll be ready here soon.
Love to hear it. Kevin, should Americans then be more concerned with the developing story about Joel Embiid not being able to spin a basketball on his finger?
Him and Steph, right? I think they both need to practice. We got a lot of time for it. So by the end of the summer, they'll be right.
You said that you not only want Team USA to get another gold medal, their 5th straight, but you want dominant wins. You want to win by 40 to 50 points. What are you trying to do? Is bulletin board material in the games not a thing?
Yeah, everybody makes it known that they want to kill us. So why not just reciprocate that energy and say the same thing, And it makes it fun. They're gonna bring their best effort against us, and I think we got the talent to go out there and dominate. Well, when I mean dominate, it might not be 40 or 50-point wins, but you can still show dominance in a tight game or a 10, 15-point game, So I just want us to play elite brand of ball for 40 minutes.
Outside of depth, what makes this team unique?
We got a bunch of selfless guys. A lot of guys who have been dreaming about playing for Team USA for some time, who've sacrificed their off time to play for this team. So they're coming here with no ego. Guys are coming in here looking to play off of one another and have some fun. It's all about the win. Nobody cares about individual stats. All they care about is the gold medal.
How much does Steph want this since he doesn't have one?
Everybody wants it, but especially Steph, since he has such a incredible resume thus far. This is something that he wanted to check a box on after doing everything else as a basketball player. So it's gonna be cool going on this journey with him, knowing that this is his first time and knowing that he can do so much for his legacy, his resume. It'll be cool getting back on that horse with him, trying to get to that mountaintop.
You've got 3 golds at home. Where do you keep them?
In a safe. I don't really. I don't want to put them out in the house in my trophy case, so I keep those in the safe. Hopefully, I add to that collection.
Yeah, hopefully we get you a 4th one. You and Ant together on this team. I can't wait to watch. He makes it very known that he hits you up for advice and questions.
Yeah.
What is the last thing Anthony Edwards asked you?
Man, we were at dinner last night. Ant doesn't really ask anything. He just like makes statements, make declarations, like he's one of those guys that'll just spark up a conversation. I think that's why we all love his, how charismatic he is, because he has knowledge about a lot of things and he has a lot of energy. So I like being around him. He's one of the guys I gravitated towards early on in camp.
You guys are selfless. You get along. You all want to win. You have the talent and the depth. I'm trying to figure out what could be a weakness in Team USA, and the only thing I can come up with is Rihanna. Here's my concern. I'm a little afraid, if you're Drake, who you're friendly with, can't Drake just call, and he's Canada, obviously. Can't he just call Rihanna and say, I need you to be in Paris. I need you to sit courtside for this, because then you'll be distracted?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Nah, I don't think that's a button that you can press to get in our way. You know what I'm saying? I think complacency is a little bit more terrifying than Rihanna at this point. If we come out here and rely just on who we are and what we build up in the NBA and not actually come out there and play harder than our opponents, then we might not win. And that's that simple. That's across, no matter how much talent you got, how good you are, if you don't put your best foot forward, then you're selling yourself short. And I think that's what we want to do as a team.
After you win your 4th gold, you get to go home to new leadership in Phoenix. What is your favorite thing? What do you value most about your new coach?
Just from talking to him throughout the summer, just his experience, just his knowledge for, um, the game of basketball in general, but just how to, you know, be a leader of men. It's important when you're coming into the league or when you're a coach on a new team, is establishing your personality and getting to know your guys outside of basketball. And I think that's what Coach Bud has done thus far, is just simply just wanting to know who we are. And then that'll help him coach us better on the floor. And that'll help us, go out there and execute what he wants us to do, when we had that relationship. So it's starting off right.
Are you happy in Phoenix?
Yeah, I'm happy to be alive. You know what I'm saying? I can't complain about nothing. Phoenix has been, it was a different transition, tough transition moving from New York, fast-paced city lifestyle, to a slowed down pace in Phoenix. But I feel like I got my rhythm midway through the season, and then, getting comfortable. Basketball is the easy part, you can figure that out. But just the everyday lifestyle, I feel comfortable in Phoenix now.
I love just that line saying happy to be alive. Like, I love listening to you because you attack basketball and from such like a place of wisdom. I don't know how you've mastered it, or what point in your life you were like, I deal with the ebbs and flows. It's the beautiful part of the game, the adversity, all of that. I think it's really beautiful, not just for even a sports fan, but for everybody. What right now, obviously you want another ring, we get it. What is the most fulfilling thing to you right now in your career?
Just simply getting up and being able to show up, that's an underrated part of a lot of things, that some people don't get that opportunity to just get up that next day and just go to work, and without, having to worry about shit. I could just get up and play my game, and people support me, and got great teammates, coaches, family, friends that want to see me do well, so I'm just happy I just get to get up and do what I love to do, and I still got the energy in my body to do it.
Hey, I mean, how many times have you been asked about how long you're going to play? That's crazy.
I feel like every day for the last 2 years now.
Yeah.
But it's a young man's game, and, you start this, when the end is. People who watch and follow our sport, they know when the end is. So, I tell people until I feel like I don't feel like going to work out or feel like training again, I guess. Or, so I still love to get up and shoot the ball. I still love getting up and filling the gym, and so when that goes away, we'll see.
Talk a little NFL here. You and your Washington Commanders. You've got a new ballsy GM, all new coaching staff, new quarterback in Jaden Daniels. I think I'm all in. I want you to tell me, do you think?
Really?
Yeah. Why not, right? Do you think they can?
Coming from you, that's a major cosign.
Well, I feel like you're the reason they drafted Jaden Daniels. Like, how often were you texting Magic Johnson saying, this is what I want, here are my thoughts for my ideas?
I might have shot a couple texts out there. I was a fan of the Heisman winner this past year. And it feels like he's like the KD of college football last year with his body type, So you watch him on TV, it's easy to watch their team because of how he plays. And so hopefully he brings that same type of, enthusiasm to the game, to Washington. Everybody's rallying around him. We feel like we got a player that can take us somewhere now.
You just gave me a great soundbite that he's the KD of Washington. Tell me more. What do you mean by that? Body type? What do you mean?
Yeah, I felt like he pops off the screen. When you turn on your TV, a guy that size that can move that well at that position, you tend to look at that body frame as like a wide receiver or a skill position, but to command the offense, being able to move the football up the field as a quarterback, that was impressive to see. So I didn't really know Jaden as much before this past season. And then I started watching him more, and I'm like, wow, he really impressed me by just, first of all, you can tell he loves football. And then secondly, you tell he's been working at football since he was a kid, so all that stuff I can see through the TV.
Have you reached out to him?
Yeah, we talked a couple times. I'm going to go hopefully I get to check out training camp or maybe the first game of the season.
You'll be busy. I think you're going to be in, at some brasserie in Paris eating steak frites or something during training camp.
I know. I think the first day of camp was what, maybe a couple weeks from now.
I'll FaceTime you in. We'll do a whole.
Yeah, make sure you do that.
I'm going. You
Oh
were
yeah,
there last year. I thought that was insane. I bet if you're Jaden Daniels, you have Kevin Durant texting you. I can't even imagine what that means. And you played football. Is it true? I couldn't really get a straight answer. Did you play tight end at one point?
yeah, I did, and that took me right to the basketball court. That first catch over the middle. It took me. I picked up a basketball after that. Football is my first sport, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Austin Rivers started this whole debate a couple months ago. Are you one of the 30 NBA players who could play in the NFL?
I need probably a little bit longer training than some other guys, but yeah, I feel like I can do anything.
I mean, you're practicing your jumper in the club. I want to end there. I know you're a busy man. Listen, I know you're not Kevin. You're not going to believe this. I've been to a club or two in my life. I have. Mm-hmm. I had my time. I've never seen this though. What is the jumpers in the club working on your shot thing? What is happening?
So one of my boys at the time, I was lifting that whole week, so my shoulder was a little tight. So I was in the club like just doing this, you know what I'm saying? And then my boy was like, "Yo, I'll lock you up. Like you can't score on me." And when he told me that, I was like, I was just trying to show him what I would do once we get on the court. Like, shadow boxing. I was shadow boxing. And I was just giving him my moves. Because he was like, you couldn't see him in the video. He was like right across he was across in the section. I was like on the dance floor. And he was like screaming at me that he can guard me. So I had to show him what I was going to do to him.
Got it. And now everybody knows. I don't know if anybody ever asked you. Last one for you. Who would make a better tight end, you or Draymond?
Me, you seen Draymond's footage. It looked terrible. Draymond played one spring game when he was at Michigan State. I guess he was talking trash to all the players, and they told him to come out for the spring game, and he looked horrible.
But I mean, for you, it'd be hard to be a 7'2" tight end, since you are 7'2".
I can get down. I play guard in the NBA, so I can get down a little lower than you think. We'll
see. Maybe you'll do a flag. Maybe you'll win the gold in basketball, and you'll be on the flag football team with Tyreek Hill in 2028. LA.
That's easy.
That's easy. I love it. Kevin, thank you so much. Go get that gold, baby. Put it in that safe, and let's keep it rolling.
I appreciate you, Kay. Have a good one.
And good luck in Phoenix, where you're happy and you're going to crush it.
Thank you.
He's happy in Phoenix. All you people thinking he's not, or might get traded. It's not happening. He's probably going to win a 4th gold. Steph will get his first. I loved talking to him, and he was great. He lit up. When we start talking about the freaking NFL, when we start talking about the Commanders, it was like something flipped, and he's like, okay, Jaden, tight end, this, that. Like, I still don't understand the jumpers in the club thing. He explained it, and I still don't understand what or why or when or why he lies about his height. But so lovely of Kevin Durant to take some time. So grateful to him and his team, wishing them all of the best. We'll be tracking them on the road to Paris and steak frites and escargot and all the things at the brasseries all around Paris with Al Michaels, AI, and Chris Collinsworth, not AI Allen Iverson, if that might have been confusing for some of you. Goodbye.